Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is July 14th, and right now we are looking at the visible satellite imagery here. And this is yesterday morning. You can see the monsoon moisture trying to make its way into southeast Oregon, the marine layer in towards the Washington and the Oregon coastline, carving out into the valleys there. And as we put this into motion, you'll see this fire kick up yesterday. This is the Falls Fire. You can see the hot spot right here on the GOES 18 satellite imagery. And of course, the monsoon moisture riding back up in as well. You can see a couple thunderstorms kicking off across south central Oregon. Remember that here from when I show you the weather station here in a moment as well. And you can see that fire really get ramped up here. It looks like that pyrocumulus cloud that came off that fire actually produced its own lightning here, showing up on the GOES 18 satellite imagery, and multiple strikes of it as well. So we go towards the sunset period here, and then you can see the hot spot overnight at times. We come back in towards this morning, and you can see that monsoon moisture in place. The marine layer pushes back in here as well. So we are going to look off into the extended forecast as we always do. And we've got an interesting feature trying to ride up here that may bring a lightning threat here for even places west of the Cascades as we go through Tuesday and Wednesday. We're going to dive into those details as we go through the video this morning. We'll take a look at the extended forecast as always as well. So this is where the Falls Fire is located. We have the Cal Valley Fire. It's producing quite a bit of smoke also, and a couple fires across Washington. And no doubt with the lightning threat over the next few days, we are at risk for starting some more fires. I want to show you this. This is for today. So you can see the L in the red here. That is the lightning threat here with some of the thunderstorm activity. And we've got critical burn environment here across portions of eastern Washington as well, showing up in the red there. Now, if we look for tomorrow, you can see we've got some little or no risk for the Seattle Metro and a lot of the Willamette Valley here, maybe a little low risk here for Portland. But as we go through Tuesday, you see we start to reintroduce this lightning threat to some of the Cascades and southwest Oregon. But watch for Wednesday. Look at this. So you got lightning potential here across western Washington, some of western Oregon as well, as we got an impulse moving up the coastline. We're going to look at that in the weather models here in a moment. But first things first, again, isolated dry thunderstorm activity here. These thunderstorms are not producing much precipitation, so they do not help put out the fires that they create with their lightning strikes, and that does include Boise and Medford today and a lot of eastern Oregon. This is for tomorrow. We still have that threat that it's going to be ongoing as well. Now, National Weather Service Medford is all over it as well as we go all the way on in through tonight. It does include Lakeview, Highway 395, 97 here, Klamath Falls, for example. So watch out, maybe some gusty winds and some fire starts that could spread rapidly. And red flag warnings are up. Pendleton National Weather Service all over it here, talking about the isolated dry thunderstorm activity as well. And Spokane mentioning the low relative humidities, gusty winds out there all the way through tonight. Now looking at Seattle, 88 degrees yesterday, 11 degrees above average, just very warm temperatures all the way since July 4th, above average for a lot of the region here. We've had a pretty impressive heat wave, no doubt, and 88 degrees. Yeah, pretty darn right warm there yesterday, and we're headed for some more warm temperatures here again today. No record highs likely to be set over the next few days, but still very warm. And if you want a nice affordable home weather station that has a lightning detection system with it as well, I'm going to show you something cool here on the next slide. It built its own forecast for you, it stores all the data for you in the cloud. And I clicked on this station yesterday. So this thunderstorm's moving up and across the region there yesterday. I clicked on that station. You can see that it did detect those lightning strikes. So pretty fun. It even shows you the distance from the station. These stations also do UV index and solar radiation. And you can see the wind updating as we go every 3 seconds. Very impressive station. Highly recommended. Attractive unit. Great smartphone app. So now taking a look at what is coming here. This is going through the day today. You can see these thunderstorms trying to move up into southern Oregon here and across some of Idaho and even western Montana as well, up to the Rocky Mountains there of Alberta also. Then we scroll on in through tomorrow, a little bit of lightning activity maybe across southeast Oregon, more across the higher terrain of Idaho. But then we have this system that tries to creep up the coastline. You can kind of see the semblance of it here. I'll show you the upper levels of the atmosphere here in a moment. But you can see as we go through Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, it starts to bring some of that precipitation here across western Oregon, western Washington. And that could trigger some of those lightning strikes. So we have to search around to kind of see this feature here. I had to look all the way at 18,000 feet to kind of see it. But you can see this little lobe of cold air there. That is that feature riding up Tuesday night on in through Wednesday up across western Washington. That is the one that could trigger some lightning activity west of the Cascades coming up. So then we take a look at the high resolution models. Does it show that feature as well? We're going to scroll on in through today. We're now going through Monday. Here we go on in in through Tuesday. And you can see the feature right there, and you can see it creeping up the coastline as the model run comes to an end there through Tuesday afternoon. So that is the feature there showing up on the North American model. Let's check the GFS now, and you can clearly see that little slug of cold air there, a little upper level low aloft move across western Washington as we go through the day Wednesday. So taking a wider look at things here, this is the European. There's Alaska, there's Washington, California, and there's Texas down here, and there's central Canada. If we put this into motion, this ridge developing here is going to hang out across Canada for a bit. And there's going to be this troughing out over the Gulf of Alaska. And again, some of these systems are going to try to take a little bit of a swing here at the Pacific Northwest, but it's going to be a cat and mouse game between this ridge axis and the troughing here across the Gulf of Alaska. And then as we go through the extended, the models continue to show some of this troughing making its way and trying to get overhead the Pacific Northwest as we go on in towards the July 20th time frame, maybe 21st, 22nd. We'll see how that goes, though. Plenty of time to work out those details as we get closer. You got to take that with a grain of salt. Purely a fantasy forecast as of right now. Taking a look at Seattle, pretty warm days coming up here. Just want to kind of drill home that point. Some upper 80s likely as we go through Wednesday for many areas, maybe towards 90 for some select locations for western Washington. And this is the Tri-Cities, for example. You can see this warmth. This is going to continue. Some temperatures over 100 degrees as we go through the week to 10-day time period coming up. And you can kind of see it here as well in the GFS ensemble as of last night, all the way through July 21st here. Pretty warm temperatures incoming. And just again, a reminder here for anyone doing any of the outdoor athletics here, construction, working in the yard or whatnot, pretty high heat index out there for places like Portland International Airport here. So watch out across the Willamette Valley. Take lots of breaks, hydrate yourself. 6 to 10 day above average across a lot of the west coast here, and 6 to 10 day precipitation kind of backed off on that across the Pacific Northwest. Makes sense. And this is the risk of hazardous temperatures. I don't know if this has been updated recently here, but that is because of that big ridge that we saw building all the way up in through central Canada. Now, also on the 7-day significant fire potential here, it does show that risk there for NW1 and 2 there for lightning potential here as we go through Tuesday and Wednesday coming up here. So yeah, watch out. Try to keep your head on a swivel. Don't let yourself get caught off guard. Let's not be, if, Mother Nature is going to start its own fires. It doesn't need any help from us humans. Now, taking a look at the drought monitor here, the most recent one actually did introduce some drought conditions across Oregon. So there is some moderate drought. Continues to be some severe drought across the east slopes of the Cascades of Washington as we speak, and off across Idaho Panhandle and some of western Montana as well. But yeah, interesting stuff, active stuff out there. I mean, look at that fire activity there. It's pretty crazy. I mean, that was producing its own lightning, pyrocumulus, very interesting stuff there. And again, thunderstorm activity here over the next few days will be present. So yeah, we'll continue to break things down day by day. Hope you guys are enjoying the channel. We'll do this all again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.